I want to talk to you guys about something that I've been struggling in my life. I want to talk to you guys about my PTSD. And this has to do something with my father. Throughout my whole life, I've been physically abused, psychologically abused, and emotionally abused. It could be a small little thing, and he would always just put fear in me and my brother. He would put fear when, like, oh, you'll get punished for this or something like that. He would literally put fear in us. We would be afraid of him. Just even being around him was fearing for ourselves. And it was really tough. It was really tough. It really affected me a lot more because I took the brunt of it a lot more than my brother. You guys might think that this, wasn't, is it maybe not a big deal, but to me, it really affected me a lot. And this one incident is where the traumatic experience really made me feel unsafe. It really made me feel unsafe and eventually made me more introverted, more afraid of people, of trust. And this experience happened about 8 years ago. I was washing my hands. I was spacing out. I wasn't really thinking about anything. And then, it took a while. And then I just, I finished washing my hands. And I went to my room. My father came in. He yelled at me about wasting water and stuff like that. And then told me that I couldn't use the car. And I said, okay. I agreed. I mean, what I've learned throughout the years, and even from my mother, is that just agree with him. Don't say anything else, or you will get hit no matter what. So that was the fear, is always getting hit. And he denies all of it. He doesn't even remember anything of that. And I don't believe him. I do not believe him. But anyways, he left the room. And I went back to studying because I had a psychology exam the next day. He came back 5 minutes later, started yelling at me, berating me a lot for no reason whatsoever. He would bring up the past. He would bring up anything to just get me to just, I don't know what his idea was. I don't know what his plan was. I have no idea. He just wouldn't leave me alone. And as you guys can see, I have a bed right next to me. So he got on my bed. He lied on my bed. And I'm on this desk here, studying for an exam. I didn't have a computer yet. I had a laptop. But I was studying for an exam. He wouldn't leave me alone. He kept yelling at me. He kept bothering me. He kept doing all of this stuff. And my mom eventually came in to intervene. But then he would yell at her. Then it got to a point where a lot of yelling continued, and it got to the point where I said I hated him. because I've always hated him. I've always feared him. It's not a natural fear. It's never natural to fear that your life might be in danger from a parent. I told him I hated him, and then this is what he said. If I hated him that much, I should go downstairs, grab a knife, and stab him. That's what he said to me. He said to me when I was I was 17. I was still pretty much a child. I haven't gone to college yet. I haven't really grown up. But hearing that from a parent, just stab him and just kill him, like, that is something that messes you up. So he still wouldn't leave me alone. I couldn't study, and I had to sleep in my parents' room because he just wouldn't leave my room. Next day, I went to see my counselor. I told him everything that happened. The police were involved. He got called in. Same as my mom. And that they told him. Because I was afraid. I was afraid for my mother's safety. I was afraid for my brother's safety. And then they told him that if he were to do anything again, like that again, the FCC would get involved, and all of that. That was the traumatic experience that I had, and I repressed it. I repressed it for so long. But symptoms from that experience really just expanded. I started to see everything from him was dirty. It's hard to explain, but like, everything from him is just, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with anything from him. Anything whatsoever. That's what I see as dirty. So my room, I had cleaned my room. I cleaned my room and made sure everything was clean, to my sense. Clean. So this is my safe space. And as the years went by, it started expanding. The whole seeing him as dirty, and just fearing him. From every time I see him, I would still fear him. Back then, I would still fear him. Even now, I still fear him because of what happened today. And I'll talk about that in a bit. But I wanted to say that it started expanding to outside. I don't know why, but it was just to make me feel safe, to make me feel safe inside my own mind. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy to have this germaphobia OCD. Not healthy, I know that. But it's something that keeps me, like, sane. In a sense, it makes me feel good to keep myself safe. And it's so hard to talk about this. so hard to talk about this, but last year is when the repressed memories of all of that made me start feeling more and more fearful of him, more and more angry at the whole fact that my life has been just abused, just physically, emotionally, psychologically, and abused. And it's not a normal childhood. It's not a normal childhood, and it's not something a child should ever experience. A person should never experience this kind of trauma. But I started fearing him more. I started locking the doors. I would be hypersensitive with him around. Making sure that even during the recording, I know where he is. I would be afraid of confrontation. Which is why trust is an important thing to me. Trust is so important to me. But with a parent that did that to the child, that trust of a parent figure, and that trust will make you think otherwise about other people as well. And it's really affected me a lot. It affected me so much. So today, I don't talk to him. I don't even want to acknowledge him. Even though we are blood, it means nothing. It means nothing because I've never had a dad. I've never had a real father who actually treated me right and my brother right. Never. So today, I went downstairs just to get a bagel. I wanted to eat a bagel. There's some bagels left, some breakfast food. Like I waited a while for him just to get out of the kitchen because I don't even want to be near him. It puts fear in me, a lot of fear. Puts fear in me, but just wouldn't leave. And I needed the nutrients. I needed the nutrients for to start my day. I went downstairs. I didn't acknowledge him. I went to get my milk, and then he started talking to me. He knows that I don't want to acknowledge him because of what he's done to me throughout my life, especially that traumatic experience. He knows that, but yet he acts like nothing is wrong. He acts like nothing is wrong. He confronts me and says, "Why don't I acknowledge him? I'm tired of this dance that I have with him because I've explained to him countless times and he plays dumb. He plays dumb, saying that I am to blame. I am to blame for all of this, that he did not do anything wrong." That's why I'm tired of this song and dance. Because he still puts the blame on me for what he has done to me. And yet he wouldn't leave me alone. I told him I don't want to talk to him. Just please go away. Don't bother me. And then he acts all high and mighty, saying, "I didn't do anything to you. Why won't you talk to me? Why are you acting like this?" And then afterwards, it just got so intense and fearful for me that I was in a fight or flight sort of sense. I was in a fight or flight mode, and I was tired of fleeing. So I started internally just was shaking. I was literally shaking with fear and anger at the same time. And I don't know, I can't explain it. It's like he just wouldn't leave me alone. All I wanted to do was eat a bagel and that's it. But he wouldn't leave me alone. Inside I was just so scared. So scared. I know he won't physically hurt me. He won't physically hurt me. I know that for certain. Because of what the police has told him 8 years ago. I already know that. He won't hurt me. But psychologically, I have been hurting every day. I've been fearing every day. That's where my energy goes. Just knowing and following where he is so I don't have to interact with him. I don't have to do anything. And whenever he talks, his talking is yelling. So when he yells to the phone or whatever, I get that fear. I get that fear of just knowing that he's there. That's why my room is like my safe room. No one can enter unless otherwise, and I always lock it just to keep myself safe. But I digress. So we started yelling at each other because I told him that he should know. He should know what I've told him countless times. Just doesn't get it. He doesn't remember. Doesn't remember. Something like that. And that's what infuriates me so much. And I just want to get away from him. I just wanted to get away from him after the fact. He just doesn't get it. He won't ever understand. Never in a million years he would ever understand. That's why I don't see him as my father. I just can't ever see him. Ever. That's what I deal with every day. That is my PTSD. My fear. That. It doesn't help when after the fact of the yelling and stuff, on me mentally retarded because I don't want to talk to him. That he doesn't remember anything of that fact. What he's done to me. On me mentally retarded. And a mother effing piece of Scheiße. But you know what that means. But in Chinese, those things he said he does in Chinese, and it's always always in Chinese when he swears. When he swears at me, he doesn't think that I know what he's saying. Spoke it in Cantonese. I can understand Cantonese. I can't speak it, but I can understand it. And it just hurts me so much. I hate him so much. I fear him every day. It's so hard to go downstairs to get food. It's so hard to just do normal things that people shouldn't fear. So I just wanted to just let you guys know so that I can talk to you guys and kind of vent this out. And just vent this out. It's so tough for me. So tough every day of my life to do this. So much stress is just there, which doesn't need to be. But thank you guys for supporting me and just understanding what I've gone through, what I go through every day, where all my energy goes, where pretty much all my energy goes. With my headache, that decreases so much of my energy as well. But thank you guys for being there for me and supporting me. You guys are super awesome. Thank you for listening to me talk about all of this stuff, all of this personal stuff. Because it's something that I can't deal with alone anymore. That I need people to know what I go through every day. Can't just hold it in and just expect everything to be hunky-dory the future. It won't be like that. But I know you guys are there for me, and that's why I'm sharing this to you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.